Welcome in, everyone. This is DB's Best Bets presented by Full Time Roundup, episode 14. Episode 14, I believe.
Sure.
Sure. Whatever. I don't even know at this rate. It's been a long day. But I'm your host, Daniel Brackett. Joined next to me is Harrison Clark. You know, the usual crew. And we are here to not only break down our bets from last week, but give winners for the next week. Harrison, how are you doing, man?
I'm doing great. Beautiful Monday here in North Carolina. So happy solar eclipse day to everybody. Thought about pulling a Trump and just walking out and staring up at the sun with no glasses on, but I thought better for my retinas. So, but other than that, it's been a great day.
I did that a little bit and it kind of hurt, to be honest.
Yeah. You've never been the smartest guy.
Not gonna lie to you. But yeah, let's go ahead and get into the weekend that we had. Wasn't great for me. Don't know how it was for you. But as you pencil that on, we'll go ahead and jump right into it. Starting with the game that's fresh, because I just want to get this over with so I can just move on with my life. But Liverpool money line. Yeah, this sucked. I mean, Liverpool has all the chances, all the momentum, all the possession, all the shots, and they just do basically pull the same shit they did against United in the FA Cup. And I thought we were sitting pretty. I thought we'd maybe get an extra time winner, and neither happened. And so, this didn't play for me. Thank God I hedged with the over at kickoff. But that was obviously not an official play, so we take an L here.
Yeah, I mean, for the title race, obviously it's a big result.
It is
points that you just don't want to drop, especially with the way Liverpool dominated the first half. I mean, United were so poor; it should have been so much more than one. And then Kwanzaa's giveaway just flips the entire game. It was a good finish by Bruno, to be fair. But that just changed the momentum immensely. And Kobe Manu hit an absolute banger. Like, that was a sensational goal. Once Elliott got the PK, I was thinking, hopefully we could pull something out here at Liverpool in multiple ways. And yeah, it was tough. I mean, definitely a game Liverpool should have won, but they should have taken care of their chances early. And once United sniffed back into it, it was going to be a tough W.
Yeah, not only to be a fan and to watch your title hopes kind of take a setback, but also lose money financially. Friends were sending maps to the nearest bridge for me to jump off of. But it's okay. It's okay. We'll bounce
back. The worst text to receive.
The worst text to receive, absolutely. But we'll go ahead and get into another Sunday game, which was the Sheffield Chelsea over 3.5. I love Chelsea overs. That's my new thing. That's my MO now. Chelsea overs. And if you guys end up losing, I didn't text you in this one, which I wish I did. Because Matt is I think Chelsea being bad is starting to get old for him. But how do you feel about that terrible performance?
It was the most predictable thing ever. I mean, I said it last show, like, could totally see Chelsea just not winning this game. And that's exactly what happened. They found a way to lose points in a game that every decent team should win. Sheffield have been horrible this year. Granted, they played okay against Liverpool.
They did.
But I mean, just an absolute nightmare to finish it off. It was always Ollie McBurney, I guess. Yeah, and I called Palmer to score. He had a couple chances in the first half, and then the Pochettino subs started coming, and yeah, his decision-making this year hasn't been necessarily the best. It just kind of felt like we're going to end up parking the bus for the last 15 minutes against Sheffield United instead of going for the insurance goal. So that's what happens. So, I mean, the inconsistency of Chelsea is so predictable. Saw this coming from a mile away. So definitely nice to hit the over because that was also extremely predictable with how Chelsea have been letting in goals and scoring also. There's been 4 goals in like the last, I want to say 6 or 7 games they played or something like that. Some stupid stat. So yeah, I don't really have much words to take from this game other than it was an easy cash for the over. Well, not easy to be honest, but it was. I don't really know. It wasn't easy, but you could see it coming from a mile away.
Yeah, to within 8 to 9 days, not only tie Burnley, but to tie Sheffield, the 2 bottom teams in the Premier League is sorry. And somehow wedged between that, you beat United, which makes absolutely no sense. And you said you saw this coming. I didn't see the Liverpool lot or draw coming, so I guess it's better to see it coming than to have this irrational like hope of just not only a win. But yeah, no, I'm glad to be able to cover this one. This was it my only win? It was an
Chelsea
Chelsea
just cannot get your hopes up. Like as much as they want them to like put good performances consecutively together, it's just not going to happen. So that's the only reason that I just knew that this was going to happen.
And I'll kind of pivot to another bad beat that we both had was Luton Bournemouth over 3.5, lost by the hook here. Just another tough game. Luton overs, I feel like, are around even for us at this point. It's kind of reverted back to the mean, but it feels like when we do lose, it's by the hook every single time, which is really annoying. I thought Luton winning this game was a shock. I thought Bournemouth were going to go up and then Luton would score late. I guess Bournemouth did go up and Luton scored late twice, but I thought Bournemouth would have an answer. I thought Bournemouth would have more of an answer attacking and be able to tie it up. I was thinking a draw at least for Bournemouth here.
Yeah, we could have used a goal in the first half. That always would have been nice.
That would have been
the fact that we actually still almost got there is actually kind of crazy. But I did jokingly say Luton money line once you said Bournemouth was an absolute trap, and hey, would you look at that? They pulled one out. But yeah, this was kind of unfortunate. Really weren't a ton of chances, and Luton played pretty well. They had a lot of momentum the entire game. So a tough hook on Luton again. Like you said, it's been a little bit of a roller coaster taking their overs this year, but
something for a while, you just got to do.
For a while, it did look like after you said that hopefully we get another 4-4 game that it was going to be that 0-0 game. I sarcastically said. So, yeah, I don't know. Good for Luton, I guess.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And big boost for their relegation survival hopes. And talk about another bad beat here. I had Bologna money line, 6:30 a.m. game, woke up, turned it on, watched the last 10 minutes of it, and watched the Bologna center mid absolutely blow it over the bar from probably 3 feet away to win the game in the 92nd minute. That was really tough. That was really tough. Bologna started Xerxes, started Orsolini, so I felt pretty good about it. They had a really good chance to catch up ground on Juventus as well, and so the draw definitely hurts their, fight to get top 3, but they look fairly good for top 4. So, I like that. I like this bet. I'd still take this bet any day of the week. And I've been rather unlucky on the show. Now you pushed with the Brighton Arsenal game. You had a great stat there. Didn't win, didn't lose. Not too bad for you.
No, it kind of went according to plan, to be honest. If it wasn't for a late Trossard goal, it would have hit. I did get a live number on under 3.5, I think, after Arsenal went up 2-0, which was nice. But yeah, I mean, I'd still play it with the stats and the trends to back it up. Another solid performance from Arsenal. They just continue to roll, and obviously probably will gain a little more confidence from Liverpool's result this weekend, but felt like I had the right read here and is a play I would take again, to be honest.
Yeah, absolutely. Going to Fulham Newcastle over 3, 1-0 win. Fulham needed to kind of react a little bit. So I was expecting a reaction and some goals. And Anthony Gordon had some good chances early in the first half that just couldn't put the ball in the back of the net. The first half was wide open, so I was surprised that there weren't really any goals here. But sometimes you just get the wrong read, and that's okay. So it is what it is, and we'll be back. But I lost money on the game on the Charlotte FC. Oh, what's up?
Well, Fulham's expected goals are 1.26, so it's not like they didn't have their chances. They pretty much dominated half of the first half and were all over Newcastle. And so
they were.
Obviously you would have liked to see an early goal from Fulham. Maybe we would change the script, but also how we mentioned that Newcastle just had no defenders left. And of course, like the only defender available, Fabian Schär, scores the goal. So
it's truly remarkable. But I lost money on the Charlotte FC game. I'm just an idiot in not putting the unders on my card. And for you, they are your mainstay. I think you're 5-1, 6-1 now. It's insane. And I had Charlotte plus a quarter. I actually went on the Charlotte Soccer Show yesterday to recap the match and enjoyed those guys. So give them a follow if you are a Charlotte FC fan in the area. But what a pathetic performance it was from them. And it started with Pat Ajman giving you a lifeline and killing me with a completely missed own goal early in the match. That probably would have changed a lot. But when it comes to scoring goals, Charlotte just simply cannot do it. And the unders keep on printing.
Yeah, this is another gross game for Charlotte, which is kind of a
gross weather.
Gross that weather too. Yeah, I saw Pat's also his chance from Westwood that was saved over the bar. It looked like, obviously, that's probably a goal that he should bury. But yeah, we continue to move on Charlotte unders. They've kind of been air. So, and also we gave a little shout out to Carlos Gil because he's he's probably the best player on the pitch, and he gets the goal for the Revolution. So yeah, Charlotte unders, and until it fails me, we're just gonna keep going.
No, absolutely. And so that was our card. So not great, but we are, we're going to keep coming back and we're going to keep trying to give winners here. So, and we got some winners for you this weekend. And so we'll go ahead and jump right into that. So we're going to change up the frequency of the show potentially depending on what we decide here. So we're going to give all of our plays for this weekend and kind of see how it goes. I'm actually going to go ahead and not be an idiot and take the under in the Charlotte game real quick and watch it actually cash the over for that. I think the only under I've ever rode it actually cashed on the card, which is hilarious. But yeah, under 2.5. All right. So to get in,
I will be playing that also just to confirm.
Yeah, just to confirm, if you want to add that, we'll go ahead and get into Champions League and Europa League. And first on the docket is this Arsenal game against Bayern Munich. I just cannot not back Arsenal at home against a Bayern Munich who's completely crumbling in front of our eyes, a loss to Heidenheim. Now, this is a good spot, I guess you could say, for Bayern Munich, but I think Arsenal just won it more here. They're fighting on both fronts, and with you could say a walk in the park performance against Brighton on Saturday, I think they'll be able to get it done at the Etihad, not the Etihad, Jesus, at the Emirates tomorrow.
Yeah, I'm a little torn on this one. I took a future on Bayern to beat.
Don't want to double up.
I'm a little nervous. Don't really want to play anything in the game because I already have Bayern to go through at plus 100, I believe. So, yeah, probably a good spot for Arsenal at home with their form, and Bayern's current form is a little scary for me now because I did take that when they were humming. So we'll see how it goes this week. If Arsenal does win, I'll be heavily hoping for a good response from Bayern at the Allianz Arena, but we'll see how it goes at Arsenal. I'm hoping for a tight game for my sake, but Arsenal's form is a little scary.
Yeah, I also lean the under here at under 2.5, 3. I just think this is going to be a tight game, and Bayern are really good at keeping their opponents at bay here. So I think that'll be able to get it done. But you have a couple Champions League plays. First is Madrid City over 2.5. But City obviously is pretty banged up at the back, and Madrid is just simply Madrid at the Bernabeu. So talk us through this game.
Yeah, historically, when they've met in the Champions League, it's been fairly high scoring games, which is a little bit of what I'm backing it with. We know City's firepower up front. I mean, scoring goals at will is something that they definitely can do. We haven't necessarily seen it every game, but there's always a threat with Foden, De Bruyne, and Haaland, being the main three up front. And then, of course, you can't count out Madrid to score goals, especially against a banged up City back line. So I think it'll be a fun one, an entertaining one at the Bernabeu. I did see today that they want to close the roof for this game.
Make it louder.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, it could be an exciting atmosphere, which it usually is there for big games. But I don't know. Another entertaining game. I'm just going to take the over, especially with the kind of history these teams have, recent history of these teams. So yeah, I like the over 2.5. I can see a 2-1. I'm not really sure who honestly comes out on top, because I feel like at the Bernabeu it's a pretty even game, to be honest. But yeah, I'm just going to back the over here.
Yeah, I can't blame you. When I think of the roof on, I just think of like the Colosseum back in the old times. I know me and you both went to the Colosseum in Rome a long time ago in high school, but I just think of just war cries and
sure.
fight to the death. You also have Atletico Madrid money line against Dortmund here. I completely understand why you're taking this. Atletico are an absolute wagon at home, and Dortmund just continue to be an inconsistent team here. Both teams are inconsistent, so talk us through that. Both
teams definitely are inconsistent. But yeah, Atletico at the Met, you know how it goes. So, and you're getting it at a pretty good price. I saw it at around -130. So I'm going to back the team that I expect to advance in this tie. So I expect Atletico to get on the front foot in the first game. Maybe Dortmund get a little response back at home, but this is a big spot for Atletico. They got to take advantage of their home game here. So I'm going to back them, because I don't really know exactly what Dortmund team I'm going to get. It was a tight game this past week against Stuttgart, but I mean, Atletico, they're kind of Champions League giants. So we'll see how it goes, but yeah, give me the red and white at the Met.
Can't blame you. And we do have some Europa League action. We both took Liverpool 1.5. Atalanta are really banged up here, coming off a bad draw as well. So I think Liverpool are going to lay the wood here, especially with Palace at the weekend. I think Jurgen's going to have full focus on the Europa League here, and we should expect a pretty big response at Anfield. So I think this could be a 1.5, maybe a 3-0 win here for Liverpool. And I'm fairly confident that with Ibu Konate starting, that's why I stayed away from the over 3.5, but I do like Liverpool -1.5.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like Klopp's last year. You got to go for it. So I expect a big performance at Anfield this week. I thought about taking the over at plus money at 3.5, but I just wasn't 100% sure. So I'm just gonna back the Reds here just to get it done at home.
Yeah, I can't agree more. And you also have AC Milan money line against Rome, and an arch rival in Serie A. How do you think this game shakes out?
I'm just backing Milan at home, and they've been in great form really all year. If it wasn't for Inter having the historic season that they are, the two Milans would be right there at the top. So Pulisic's in awesome form, which is great to see. And I know Roma has been solid since their coaching change, but it feels like a really good spot for Milan at home with the form that they're in. And so I'm going to back them here. I think that the Europa League is something that's going to be important for them, especially they're going to finish second in Serie A. So they're going to get battling for this trophy pretty heavily, I believe. So yeah, I expect them to come out firing at home.
Yeah, no, can't agree more. And then for this weekend, you have Bournemouth pick'em, and I have Bournemouth United over 3.5 here. So I guess I'm kind of playing your side a little bit because I think Bournemouth should give this a game here. And I think I think we should both be able to win here, hopefully.
Yeah, I like the line a lot. That was something that spoke out immediately to me, is that Bournemouth was the favorite. Which immediately I know United hasn't necessarily been the best team this year, but they usually get some sort of line credit because they are Manchester United. So Bournemouth being at home and being listed as the favorite is really all I need to see, to be honest. And getting them at Pick'em, I think at minus 120 at least gives myself a little room for a draw if need be. I can see it being a close game. I don't know. I didn't want to touch like the over under, but the first thing I saw was the money line, Bournemouth being a slight favorite, and I immediately went to the Pick'em. So I like the spot for Bournemouth, and apparently Vegas does too.
Absolutely. And then you have City team total over 3.5. I have the over just at 4. I think this could, even with the game against Real Madrid with City, I think City could absolutely crush Luton here at the Etihad, and this could get ugly even with a rotated City lineup. So I think we're playing basically the both side here. I just like the over at 4 at a safe number, just because I think Luton could snatch a goal here and there at some point in the game.
Yeah, this one might be a little TBD for me because I'm gonna try to learn my lesson a little bit with the Liverpool game with Sheffield. Like I don't want City necessarily to take this game off. And like you said, the lineup definitely will be rotated some, so we'll probably see a lot of Julian Alvarez and other players that maybe typically wouldn't be in the starting 11. So I'm gonna wait to play this, I think, a little bit. Right now, obviously, as it stands, I mean, I like them to beat the hell out of Luton, but we'll wait on this. But right now, that is the lean.
No, absolutely. And then I have some Bundesliga games that I want to touch on real quick. Hoffenheim plus a half point as a spread against Mainz. I thought that was really confusing, as Hoffenheim are the better team and Mainz are in the relegation zone. They do need a win pretty bad, but I had a stat. I actually wrote it down and then I crumpled up my paper, not even thinking about it. So I'm going to go ahead and Hoffenheim are 9-5 against the spread and away. So I like the number there, and I'm going to back to at least get a draw here against Mainz. And then for Darmstadt, they're away, but they play the worst team in the league against Darmstadt. And we're talking about a Mainz team that beat Darmstadt this weekend 4-0, a relegation versus relegation battle, and it went very ugly. Darmstadt are 2-17 in moneyline bets. They're just abysmal. So I'm going to go ahead and back Freiburg here. Very bad at minus 135. That is completely good with me. Freiburg coming off a loss. I like this, and I'm just going to have to back them here.
I don't blame you. Man, God, we should have put Mainz in that parlay last week.
Instead of PSG, no.
Oh my gosh,
the one leg not to hit. That sucks.
I said it. We were saying, God, like Mainz at minus 260 against, or whatever it was, against Darmstadt's crazy, but also like I feel like Vegas is telling us something. But yeah, I don't blame you for backing Freiburg. Darmstadt is dog shit.
They are really bad. And then you have Real Madrid money line. Who are they playing?
On the road at Mallorca, maybe a trap. You never know with these, to be honest. But frankly, I'm just taking the much better team in general here. And if they don't get it done, if maybe we get screwed by the ref calling full time before they get the late winner again, who knows? But I think they were minus 140. And I'll gladly take Madrid. And
gladly
I know
oblige.
that yeah, I need to check out the table again to make sure. But
they're up like 8 points or 9
yeah,
points
they're up 8. I was gonna say like maybe they're starting to feel a little heat from Barcelona, who are playing excellent right now. I don't know necessarily about heat because the season is almost over and they still have an 8-point margin, but I just like them to take care of business.
El Clasico is coming up too. That's the 6-pointer that'll make it really see if we're going to have a title race on our hands. But then I have a couple MLS plays. I'm going to try some of these MLS plays here today and see if that helps me with the magic. LAFC versus Portland over 3. Just watch Portland concede 3 in a row at the half and then score 3 in the second half. And LAFC are kind of bouncing back after a really bad start to the season here. So I think this number, you can cash it any number, but I'll take over 3 here. Miami versus Sporting Kansas City. Messi did make his long-awaited return. So I think he'll start this game, and we should see fireworks. Sporting Kansas City is pretty good, and Miami's still bad defensively. So I think over 3 here is a great number. And then I'm going to ride, of course, with the Charlotte-Toronto under 2.5. Toronto don't concede many goals. Charlotte don't score many goals. Charlotte also don't concede many goals. So this equals an under 2.5 for me.
Yeah, I mean, we saw what happened. Toronto already played this year, and it didn't take until like the 80th minute for a winner. So of course I'm going to back the Charlotte unders. Of course I am. Also, you're way more of the MLS guy than I am, but I was looking in on some of the scores and like some of the players, because I got to refamiliarize myself with these teams. I could not believe that Johnny Russell was still on Sporting Kansas City. That guy has been there for ages.
Absolute MLS veteran.
Yeah, dude. My God, I was like, this is the guy I was like following, like back when I followed the MLS way closer. Like, this guy was there when we were in high school, dude.
Yeah. Me and you were like the MLS. We liked the MLS back in the day. I remember we'd kind of follow and laugh about it back in the day. But let's go ahead and recap here. For me, for the whole week, I have Arsenal money line, Liverpool 1.5, Hoffenheim plus 0.5, Luton City over 4, United Bournemouth over 3.5, LAFC Portland over 3, Miami Sporting Kansas City over 3, Freiburg money line, and Toronto Charlotte under 2.5. What do you have?
Madrid Man City over 2.5, Atletico Madrid money line, AC Milan money line, Liverpool minus 1.5 against Atalanta, City team total over 3.5 tentative. Bournemouth pick'em, Real Madrid money line against Mallorca, and I'm also going to add Charlotte Toronto under to the card.
Let's go. Let's ride. And just a little housekeeping before we finish up here. We might post a parlay just on the page because we don't want to craft right now. Just we'll do one for the weekend. But go ahead and listen to me and Matt dropped a show last night. So go ahead and check that out. Kind of recapping all the weekend's games. And then me and Harrison will actually be on the mic for Thursday's episode to recap all the Champions League and potentially Europa League, depending on when we record. And of course, this could be the only episode we have out for the bets, but of course I will, post a recap of everything that we took just for a reminder here. So thank you so much for listening. If you are listening, go ahead and subscribe and like this video. If you're listening on Spotify to the other podcasts, give us a 5-star and a download. Follow us on X at Full-Time Roundup. And if you like shorts or small clips of funny moments or good takes that we had, I actually created TikTok at Full-Time Roundup for those. Harrison, thank you again for hopping on today, and we will see you on Thursday. Whoops.